He kept getting shortness of breath here in the physical world.
Holy shit.
What were you, a non-believer before you came here?
No, I was. Wow.
So know that, first of all, your father's here. And he thinks this is so funny that he can communicate like this and talk like this. Because he goes to me, Matt, he goes, I wasn't this type of person. I wouldn't have sat here and spoken in front of all these people, and I definitely wouldn't be coming through to a medium, he said to me.
That's true.
He says to me, oh, I know, because when I'm connecting with your father, he had a very dry sense of humor here in the physical world when I'm connecting with him. Because when he was here, he shows me that he did what he wanted, he said what he wanted. He says, and Matt, I lived life by my own rules. And the first thing that he says to me is, Matt, I need to let my daughter know that I'm okay. Because when I'm speaking to your dad, I have to be honest, there were many things that your dad kept hidden about his illness and about what was going on with him in his body. He says to me, every single day, you've been struggling since your dad's passing because you're like, did he know? Did he know he was so sick? Why didn't he ever tell me that all these things were wrong? Your father is showing me that he did not feel good for quite some time when I'm connecting with him. And when I'm connecting with your dad, he tells me that he fought it and he fought it, he fought it. Meaning that he fought going to the doctors, he kept this a secret, he didn't want to talk about what he was feeling and what was happening with him. But the moment I'm speaking to your dad, he tells me that he knew things were wrong with his body because he kept getting shortness of breath here in the physical world.
Holy shit.
What were you, a non-believer before you came here?
No, I was. Wow.
Your father's showing me when I'm connecting, him getting up from the chair, and I see him going like this, like, and he shows me holding on to his chest. He shows me when I'm connecting with him that he had issues walking from here to there. He shows me when I'm connecting with him that all he wanted at the end was to sit in his chair. He wouldn't leave his chair. Your father says to me, Matt, he says, I wish I was honest about what was going on. Because all of a sudden, he shows me that his health went just like this, and then all of a sudden, he shows me his body being under attack here in the physical world. Your father tells me there was nothing that could have been done. So know that what your dad says to me is he's coming through right now to let you know that he's sorry. Because he tells me that he didn't get the moments that he wanted to with you because of the fact that before he died, he spent so much time fighting himself and fighting what was going on. He says to me that you weren't just his daughter, you were his best friend. And you know that when I'm connecting with him, he showed me visions of you and him back in the day. And your dad shows me that you were like a tomboy way back when I'm connecting. He goes, Matt, even though that was my daughter, I treated her like a son. He says, she was outdoors with me. He says, she was through the mud with me. He says, she was in the truck with me, because he talks about the truck when I'm connected with him. All of these things, letting you know that on the other side, not only is he okay, but he is safe and at peace, and he's with you always. Your dad actually uses many signs to reach you from the other side. And he actually just showed me birds when I'm connecting with him. So do you see birds and say, holy shit, that's my dad?
Holy shit, that's my dad.
No, it's his way of letting you know that when you get those signs, it's real, he's there. And by the way, what the hell is with you keeping his t-shirt? You have a shirt of his?
Oh my God. Yeah.
He's bringing this through. He's like, but could she have chosen a better one, Matt? He shows me it like that was one that, like, he goes, Matt, I'm going to tell you this. I would have never said this in front of all these people. He goes, but I had these old t-shirts I used to use as rags here in this world. When I would go and like be working on something or doing something, he says, these were like throwaway shirts, he tells me. And your father shows me you got like this stained ass t-shirt that I see that you kept of his.
It's gray.
Well, listen, and other colors, because I see when I'm connected. I don't know if he shit on it, shat on it, whatever the hell had happened. But your father shows me like there being stains on it. And he says to me, Matt, he says, out of all my shirts, this is the one she chose. He's laughing about that on the other side. He says, you need to let her know this. He says that at the end of the day, I know that she kept this just because she wanted one single remembrance of me. And that's how you always think of your dad. It's just being in jeans and a t-shirt here in this world. He says, that's how I am in the afterlife. He goes, but I washed my clothes, he tells me. So know that he wants to let you know that every day that goes by, he is here and with you. He is safe and at peace, and he is on the other side. There's one other thing that I don't understand, okay? All right, do you do plowing?
My husband does.
Shut the hell up. And do you go out plowing with your husband?
Sometimes.
He tells me, he goes, Matt, I'm with her on the plow. I'm like, the plow? How the hell is she plowing? And he says to me that you go plowing, and your dad, I don't know if that's something that he did here in this world as well or something that he wanted to do, but he says to me, let her know that I think it's so funny that she goes and she does that with him. So the fact that you and your husband go out and you plow together, know that you, listen, and thank God, because in Rhode Island, plow means a different word back home.
I was just going to say.
He says to me, Matt, he goes, it reminds me of when she was a little girl and me and her doing things together. So know that when you're around the plow with your husband, it's his way of letting you know in spirit that he is such a great guy. And more importantly, he sees the love that you have, the relationship, everything. And he wants to let you know that in spirit, there's never a day that he's without you.
I've been looking for my dad for a long time. He finally came through and it's happened a lot. Him saying I was a tomboy really hit it. It definitely made me a believer. I was pretty skeptical. He knew details that he shouldn't have known. Pretty amazing.